All right, it's 2 o'clock. We've got wide receiver Luke Hutchison with us. Scott Wyckoff, you lead us off.
Hey, Luke, how's spring camp been for you this year now that you've had a full season under your belt as a wide receiver?
Oh, it's been great. Last spring I was kind of all over the place. I played a little quarterback. I played a day of receiver. So this spring it's been great just to get the opportunity to do a whole spring at receiver. Last spring was my first time playing receiver, so I've learned so much in a year. So just being able to be in a position where I can just continue to learn and then showcase what I have learned has been great.
And does it go for you? You get a feel during the regular season, make some big plays during the season. Did that get you fired up to really come back this coming year and really make your mark as a wide receiver for this new offense?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, our offense was explosive last year, and just getting to be a part of that in any facet was amazing. So now, in my mind, I want to be even a bigger part of that. So it's been great, just focus on the day-to-day grind of being like the best version of myself, so I can help this team in just any way. Because I mean, it's going to be an exciting year, especially on offense. So we can't wait.
What's it like lining up, knowing that the plays called in the huddle that Blake might get it your way?
Oh, it's great. Especially with our offense, we have a lot of trick plays. We have a lot of plays where, you know, we're scheming us to get wide open. So, if we hear that play coming, just a big grin, because we practice it all the time just for that one moment. So, I mean, it's great. It's great. There's no better feeling than knowing that ball is coming your way.
Thanks.
Wags.
So, Luke, what did you want to work on to kind of fine tune your skills as a wide receiver? I'm sure at the end of last season, you sat down with Coach Yakitis and talked about how can you be better? What can you do to get more playing time? What were some of those things?
Right, just settle into the position, because I feel as if I have the athletic tools to do the position. It's just a new position. So, just settling down and trusting my abilities, because I have the speed, I have the athleticism. So just really fine-tuning my routes, getting my chest under me, getting my knees under me, and just being able to be fluid, because speed is a huge thing for me, especially that's one of my greatest traits. And just being able to use that speed in my routes has been great. And I mean, I've been working on releases, speed at the top of the routes, coming out of the routes. So just overall route running as a whole has been something that I'm just really focused on.
You mentioned the speed. Aren't you like not far behind Nathan Kent on the catapult? And what have you hit on the catapult?
That's funny you say that. Me and Nate go back and forth. Actually, on the catapult, I have him beat. Don't tell him I said that, but
Oh, wow.
we go back and forth all the time about who's the faster guy. I tell him he just has track speed, and it's. I mean, Nate Kent getting to play with Nate Kent is unreal. He's a great dude. So I would definitely say. I mean, now we have two guys, me and him both, who can really just take the top off of their defense in terms of speed. It's been great, and just that daily battle between me and him on who's the faster guy just helps both of us out.
So what is your top 22 miles per hour or something like that?
Yes, sir. It's 22.3, I believe.
So, I mean, obviously that the key is how do you turn that into production? Um, I mean, you weren't really able to do that last year. How do you do that? I mean, I know you've talked about route running and all that, but I mean, it's just an innate getting open, period, making catches.
Right. Yeah. And like I kind of mentioned earlier, I think it's just about the getting comfortable piece, because I was able to play a decent amount last year, but I really wasn't comfortable, I would say. So I mean, I left a lot of meat on the bone. I let a lot of plays out there, so just getting on page with Blake. So where Blake sees me one on one, he knows he can take a shot with me because he knows I'm going to make that play. And that's what's been great about spring is Blake and Braxton both. I mean, they've done a great job of giving us opportunities. And I would like to say that the receiver room, we even made the most of our opportunities. So just getting that quarterback's trust, to where he knows where if we have one on one or if we have a coverage that he likes, that he can take that shot with us and we're going to make it work.
So were there a lot of times when you watched the film with Coach Yakitis afterwards and you could see where, for whatever reason you didn't get separation or you didn't at the moment that the ball needed to be delivered, you weren't open? I mean, the little tiny things like that, just the quick turn in right here that gets separation in order to have Blake know I'll go this direction.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, like I said, it was my first year playing the receiver. Like the small details of breaking the hands at the top of the route, or looking your eyes inside to get that DB to jump a little bit. just things like that. Like I left a lot of that on film. Me and Coach Yo watched a lot on things that I can improve because there's a lot for me to improve on. And if I just focus on those small details, I mean, I think the opportunities for our offense are endless.
Thanks.
I got one. Everyone knows about you and Nathan, but who else in the wide receiver room should we know about?
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, the receiver room is great guys. There's no better guys on the team than the receiver room. I mean, selfless guys, but guys in just terms of spring who've been making plays. Casey Smith, he's going to be getting a chance here. He's been getting a lot of chances during spring. He's made the most of them. Josh Guerin, he's been a little banged up. So we're just hoping to get him back as soon as possible so he can start playing. Kendall Evans, he's a big body receiver. He's dealing with some hamstring injuries too. So there's a lot of guys there. It's just right now we're not the healthiest we've been. So just trying to get those guys back healthy so we can just be the best we can.
And then the basic of the offense calls for one wide receiver. Are there times where two of you are on the field?
At this point, no. There isn't. I would like to believe we could at some point, but I mean, we do a good job of rotating. We like keeping guys fresh, because if me and Nate are able to run our 100% for 2 plays, we know the other guy is going to come in for another two. So just being able to stay fresh is huge for our offense.
Great, thank you. Scott Wyckoff.
Yeah, Luke, when you go out to the field, your position coach, not only an accomplished college football coach who's proven himself, but he's also someone who's gone through everything you've gone through in that day. What's it like having Coach Yokaitis as your position coach?
Oh, I can't put it into words. Coach Yo, he teaches us so much more than just the game of football. Some coaches, they say they get it, but Coach Yo, he truly gets it, and he puts the players first. He understands the rigorous activities we have to do at the Naval Academy. So he's always cognizant of that. So he knows on the day to day how we're feeling. Like he'll know on a Tuesday practice, maybe I'm not feeling my best. So and he'll be aware of that and kind of dial me back, or someone else won't be feeling good the next day because they had to stay up studying, and he totally understands that. Um, and it's just like I said, it's so much bigger than football with Coach Yo. He takes his time to really get to know us and try and build us to just be the best man that we can be.
When we talk to Coach Cronick, he wants you guys to have fun and to enjoy yourselves. He says that's important, but he also says it's important that you push yourselves and not worry about mistakes. Do you like that about the receiver position, what you can do with that mentality that Coach Cronick brings?
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially as a receiver, it's easy to go internal. You drop one ball and then it's easy to drop the next because you're thinking about it. But just with that mindset of no fear of failure, it's great, because the coaches aren't going to lose any trust in you. You drop one ball, but they know you're capable of doing it. So you just go out and do it the next time. And they really harp on that. So it makes it so much easier just to go out there and like you said, and like Coach Cronick said, just to have fun.
Tell me about Round Rock, Texas.
It's a great city. It's a great city. It's really close to Austin. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Austin. And Austin football and Round Rock football is no joke. Like I played quarterback in high school, so there's countless guys that I've played against that are now at the highest level of college and even some in the league. So, just getting to play that competition, especially like as a sophomore in high school, was unreal. I got the chance to play with my brother too, who was a senior when I was a sophomore. So just getting to play that high level football in packed stadiums from an early stage just makes coming to the Naval Academy so much better, just because it's so much more relaxed, just to be able to understand that, I've been in positions like this before and just getting to produce.
And what do you think it means for the Naval Academy program to have a high profile player from the Austin area like you, who played at the highest level of Texas football, say, hey, I wanted to go and play at the Naval Academy, maybe opening the door for some other young people from your town?
Right. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I'm in constant communication with my former high school and all the schools in my district. I mean, and Navy's buzzing around there. Um, and it's great. The coaches did a great job of really selling the place and just getting to the point to where it's so much bigger than football here. I mean, people will say it, but it truly is like the life here. It's so much bigger than football. But at the same time, the football here is amazing. So it's truly is a win-win. So it's unreal. And I'm so thankful just to be in this position.
And in the locker room, does Texas have the bragging rights over those guys in Tennessee and Florida?
I tell you what, I think Florida might have it. Now, I'm battling for my Texas boys, but Florida might have it. We just have so many guys from Florida where sometimes I'm outnumbered 5 to 20. So, but I'm trying every day though.
Thanks a lot.
Of course.
Before I go to Wags, are you a Cowboys fan or a Texans fan?
Man, I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboys
There
fan.
we go. Good answer. Wags.
So one of the things we talked to Coach Cronick is there needs to be more production out of the split end position. Period. I mean, if you go back and look at the stats amongst all of you, it's not the amount of catches and yards that you really need. Can you talk about that? Is that something that's been a talking point in the room about being more of an impactful position for this offense?
Oh, no doubt. That's been our goal number one. Like our goal number one has been to be more productive. And like I said earlier, it's kind of getting that trust with not just Blake, but also with the OC. So that's been our focal point. I mean, everything we do every day of practice is geared toward that number one goal of just being a reliable position to where we're now a great asset to the team rather than just someone out there that's doing the blocking. Although that is important and that's our number one goal is the blocking, but we also want to be an explosive threat on the edge.
Well, that's what Coach Cronick told us earlier in spring camp is that I'd like to throw the ball out there to the split ends more, but they've got to prove that they deserve to have the ball thrown their way, that they're going to make the catches and produce. I mean, you see what Eli Heidenreich has done and chat. I mean, I guess that's just something that you guys got to take pride in as a group, right?
100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, unfortunately, Nate hasn't been with us for spring ball just because of his track obligations. But I mean, I think we've really taken a huge step forward in that department. And it's been, like I said, number one goal is just getting that trust. And that it's not something that's going to come tomorrow or the day after. It's going to come over a week-long periods of spring ball. And I feel like we've done a really good job of that.
And so, who has primarily been running with the ones for most of the spring? I'm presuming you were one of them, right?
I am, yes. Me, and then along with Josh Guerin and Casey Smith.
And those are all guys that are other than yourself that don't have any really game experience. I mean, are you seeing them evolve and develop? Can we expect them to be making plays come fall?
Oh, no doubt. Casey Smith, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, he's made huge strides. Last year he was on JV. He was dealing with some injuries himself, and he's really put his best foot forward. Day in and day out, he just keeps making plays and keep getting better. Like I said, Josh is a little banged up right now, so unfortunately he's not rolling with us. But Casey Smith has been taking huge strides.
Casey
Are
Smith
there
is
any
Casey Smith is from Annapolis,
St. Mary's High School?
St. Mary's High School. Yep.
Yep, I went to high school with his father. Um, so any other plebes that are have potential that maybe are not quite shown it yet, but when you look at them, they got the size, the speed, the measurables, all the intent, the skills that you need.
Yeah, so our plebe class of receivers is really thin. We only have one. We lost one that left a couple months ago. So right now we only have one guy, and he's also injured himself, Justin Bonsu. But I mean, he has the size. He has the size and the tools to do it. He's just got to stay healthy, and that's just one of the biggest things in our room is just staying healthy. Because if you're not on the field, you're of no help. So we're trying to really get those guys just to get healthy so they can get back, just get better with us.
So I guess that puts you in a leadership role, even though you're rather young yourself. Have you felt the need to be a leader within the room, within the position group?
100%. Yeah, I have. I'm the only one right now in the room who has game experience. And it's been great. Peer-to-peer leadership is the hardest form of leadership, but I mean, it teaches you so much about yourself. But just establishing myself as that leader has been great for me and the teammates, because I might be right now the leader, but we're all leading together, because we're all looking to learn every single day. So, it's been great. It's been truly, truly has been great. Of
All right, thanks a lot.
course. Thank you.
Just for record keeping sake, going into last year, there was 30 people from Texas on the team and 16 from Florida. So there's a lot more Texas than Florida.
Wow.
It may seem like there's more Florida guys. All 16 of those guys never stop talking about Florida. So they're loud and brash. So it may seem like there's more Florida guys than Texas, but there's more Texas guys than Florida.
Well, I need my Texas boys to support because it doesn't feel like we have 30.
And then since we're talking wide receivers, I'd be remiss not shout out Nate Kent and the men's and women's track and field teams. They take on Army on Saturday here at Navy on Ingram Field, starting at I believe the running events start at 12 noon. Anyone have anything else for Hutch? All right, thanks a lot. Great job.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back at 3 with Coach Okitis.